Alright, well, now with the new tires, I want to see how fast this car gets up and goes, because it's got a different shift point. Shift point now, because now it's 80 instead of, or it's 90 instead of 80. So that's kind of interesting how an inch or two tire difference. It's not 2 inches. I think it's only an inch bigger rotation, and it dropped the RPM by 2 miles an hour. So it's quite interesting how that works out. But yeah. So, fascinating stuff. But man, it's good to have the car back out. The tires are still pretty heavily flat spotted. I mean, the lower speed you go, the worse the steering wheel shakes. I don't know if you can see that, but ooh, I missed the turn. Good thing I got sport brakes, eh? Yeehaw! Joys of a dirt road, eh? Nice. It's a beautiful day. Got the sunroof popped. It says 59 there. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't think it's 60 degrees today. It might be though. It's actually really comfortable out, even with a high gusty wind like we got right now. It doesn't chill you to the bone. So it might actually be 60. Would you believe it? Frick, go from negative 30 all of 2-3 weeks ago to 60 now, so that's what, 90-degree difference. So yeah, I love it. But heck yeah. So anyway, I guess we'll get out and do a little walk around the car here. Oh, it's gonna be filthy though, because like I said last video, the driveway is just horrendously muddy and nasty. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but it just drags the vehicle down going through there, especially coming up here. Oh, you can see where the tires are sunk into the dirt. Ugh. Wonderful. Just about to drift around. Tire rubbage now with the new bigger wheels. Alright. And this is what I was talking about with my shifter. I think I showed this in a previous video. Since I did my 07 shifter and my 05 shift to park. Well, needless to say, it is in park. Whoops. Shift to park accessory. Oh, there it goes. Every once in a while it catches. Guess I should have parked it and done that. Like in the shed. Whoops. Keys in the car. So, what's the trash can here in the way? There we go. Much better. Like I said, dirty, but looking good either way. So, these wheels really look good on this car overall with the new grille and whatnot. Yeah, buddy. Infinitely better looking, I tell you what. So, it's interesting. It's rubbing. I don't know if maybe it's on the mud flap. It's rubbing. Don't look at that, but not too much different, obviously. So, but new door handles, how fancy. Just sucks that the antenna on the driver's door doesn't work. But yeah, she's due for an alignment. The wheel isn't perfectly balanced. Oops. Oh, I'm glad it didn't beep at me this time. I'm getting the whiffs of stuff. Hot brakes is what that smells like. Hooey. Hopefully Hopefully the front calipers aren't locking up. That'd be bad. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Surprised the fans aren't on running yet. Not too much to look at in here. Just knowing how much freaking work I gotta do to the car now is not so enticing. Burped a little bit of coolant out. It's interesting. It's partly what I'm smelling, I suppose. Oh, wow. It's not rock hard. It's got some sponge to it. But we do... Oh, it's even wet around there. Look at that. Boop. Kind of see how that hose looks a little damp around there. That's one thing that always made me nervous. You can hear. You can hear coolant moving around or something. Interesting. I don't know if it's coolant's expanding and pushing into the bottle or what. Very interesting, but it's not rock hard, so I'm not worried about head gaskets or nothing. Everybody keeps saying that these LH2s don't suffer from head gasket failures like the previous generation North Star did. I just have a hell of a time believing that. I mean, how can you say that all of a sudden North Star fixed the issue just because I have yet to find information on this engine that makes it any different than the last one, other than the fact that it's this way instead of this way, you know, in the car. So, but I don't know, maybe it'd be nice if I didn't have to worry about head gaskets. So I think the 0 to 60 time probably got hurt a little bit by putting the bigger tires on, bigger wheels and tires, I should say. But it did lower the cruising RPM, which is ideal for miles per gallon, because she was really, really struggling to get 20, 21, if that. And to me, I mean, going from a transverse, is that, if that's correct, that's where the engine's in there sideways, front wheel drive, North Star variant, that got upwards of 25, 26 miles to the gallon. And this has variable valve timing, so it should get even more miles per gallon. It's got more horsepower and stuff, and weight to power ratio, and but I don't know. It just, that's my biggest kind of gripe with this car, is it does not get the mileage that I used to get with my last North Star. Even with blown head gaskets, my last North Star got better mileage. So, but bigger tires obviously makes a difference. I know. Oh, you change out the rear ratio, that'll make a difference. Well, I really don't want to lose the speed though. That's a big thing to me. I mean, it's faster than my other North Star was. So I'd really like a 6th gear, drop it down another couple hundred RPM. I think that'd really make a difference to me on the freeway, because if we can get it up to 21, 22 now with the 200 lower as is RPM, then we can probably do, 22, 23 consistently on the freeway with a 6th gear, which I think would be top notch. And why, you ask, that I don't just trade this in for a 6-speed? Because it's got good story, and I enjoy a good story. Paid $700 for the car. I mean, and it's almost like it's a southern car, how clean it is for being in Minnesota most of its life. 113,000 miles now, and it's just immaculate. But I do understand that a lot of panels on the car are aluminum, so that makes a difference. But you know, working on the suspension and stuff and not having massively rusty, crusty bolts and stuff, it makes a world of difference, and it's nice. But now we know rack pinions starting to leak. Our front struts are leaking profusely for the most part. I mean, the passenger one more than the drivers. The drivers I had laying on the ground flat when I was doing the strut tower bushings, and I didn't have too much of an issue of it leaking at all. Just that the tube is a little damp. But the passenger side, will lay that on the ground and it just starts dumping oil out. That's bad. So, need the new front struts, and I got an air leak in the back. I'm assuming it's one of the O-rings for the lines because it's new rear shocks. And it had an air leak before, but that could have been the old airbags. And now with the new rear struts, I don't know, it could be. Just need new O-rings or new hoses for the system, because it doesn't hold the rear ride height when you're sitting here doing nothing. But yeah, definitely needs an alignment just to be up to date. Still got flat spots pretty doggone bad. It's just disappointing because these tires are so freaking new. I did drift on the new rear tires though, so oops. But you know, it'll help smooth out the flat spot, right? So I got the bulbs done up, so that's good. So you're having an issue. Yeah, just watch my last video. The freaking bulbs broke off in the socket, so on both sides, of course. But yeah, I know it's not the battery for the car, but this one's got more crank and amps and whatnot, and that's a, what do they call that, a deep cycle battery, because, you know, being a Cadillac, it's got a lot of accessories, modules, computers, this, that, the other, that draws off the battery, and you know, this thing's good for cranking, and it's good for all the modules running. 870 crank, 750 cold crank, and I believe the battery for this car is supposed to be 675 cold crank, so it's a little bit better, but overall it should do a whole lot better for us. I'm gonna have to see if I can put that shield on it that's supposed to be on the battery, because it helps shield from heat from the engine, and I don't know if heat's gonna be a factor or not, but oh well, get that done. But yeah, I'm excited to have the car out and about. Roads are pretty freaking clean at the moment. We're supposed to have our first rain on Tuesday, so you can hear my buzzer going crazy because the camera's pointed at it. But yeah, how exciting. I have my baby back. It's not perfect, but we're working on it. Really enjoying this car, but I just love making it look better. It's such a fun thing to do. But well, I suppose I'll get it parked in the shed and out of the weather and the beautiful weather we're having. But never know. They say not gonna rain or not gonna snow, and then next thing I get 6 inches of snow on the ground. So alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. God bless.